Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Buzz on the MHRT network, as well as our own channel, Broncos Buzz on YouTube. This is a show that is everything Broncos and brought to you with emotion, passion, honesty, and of course, my comments, Spence's comments, your comments in the chat. We are Broncos Buzz. I am your host, Bronco Bill. He is my co-host, KONA Spence. Hope each and every one of you had a wonderful week. Thank you so much for joining in. Really do appreciate it. As always, Friday evening. Guys, it doesn't get much better than this. It doesn't get much better than this. Spence, welcome, my friend. How was your week?
You know, my kids are on spring break, so translation to that means no break.
Not for you. Not for you, my friend.
Trust me, I'm on a thread with everybody, and everybody kind of updates it. A buddy of mine just texted and said, we now have less than 90 hours to go until the kids are back in school. So everybody's counting.
That's true. That's true. You guys are probably wondering why I'm wearing my Cub hat. Well, it is because, first and foremost, the Cubs, my team, is in first place. They're playing the Dodgers starting tonight through the weekend. But more importantly, I am going to the Cubs-Padres opening game of the 3-game series in San Diego with my son and grandson. It's going to be fantastic. So nice. I just thought I would support the Cubs. Sorry for all of you Dodger fans out there, but I hope we win tonight. Anyways, but it's all good. It's all good. Everybody out there, thank you once again for showing up. Really do appreciate it. Feel free to chime in on what are we on here? X and YouTube, as well as Twitter. I think that's not, I mean, Twitter's X, but what's the other one? Twitch? Yeah. So feel free to chime in. We'll bring up your comments in the chat as always. And guys, let's just have a fun time today. We got a lot of topics, a lot of different directions. We're going to start off with a sad note, which is things I don't like to do, but it is sports related. So I'm definitely going to bring it in. But before I do, let's get to the chat. As always, you guys are the backbone of the show. So we definitely want to include you. David Yonkin says, okay, where and how much? Talking about the main topic, which is Broncos moving. Doesn't mean the team is moving, but we will get into that. I like the way Madungus lays it out there, kind of, gets that, well, Broncos moving. No, the Broncos aren't moving as a team out of Colorado, but there is a possible movement. All right. David Yonkin follows up, says, oh yeah, it's frickin' Friday. It's time for a good laugh with the best duo on Friday. Dude, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, dude. Thanks so much for saying that.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
And Johnny Linares, my coworker at the golf course, I can't comment on this because, well, I'm going to do it. I'm sorry, Johnny. I'm just messing with you. He says, let's go Dodgers, baby. Yep, look at Spence is sporting it. All right, I got to bring my Cub one up. However,
it's baseball season. I think the Rockies are already 7 games out of first place. That's my Rockies.
Oh, that's right. I thought that was a Dodger one. Never mind, it's a Rocky one. I forgot. My bad. That's what I get for assuming. That's what I get. I know it says Rocky. Oh, by the way, the back of my jersey here is none other than who? Who's on the back of my jersey? Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant. And now he's on the Rockies. So there you go. Anyways.
And stealing money from our beloved Rockies.
Well, that's the management's fault, guys. That's the management's fault. For sure.
I know.
For sure. Oh, Victory Lap is in the house. Says, yo. I said, what's up, Victory Lap? Nice to have you, my friend. Nice to have you. All right. Okay. On the subject of baseball, a very, very sad note that I have to bring to you. Very sad topic. Here we go. Former Major League Baseball World Series winner Octavio Dotel passed away in a nightclub roof collapse in the Dominican Republic. 160 people were injured and 58 have died. The sister of Major League Baseball All-Star Nelson Cruz was also killed. Dotel was just 51 years old. Wow. I mean, first off, I know that other countries, and before I get into that, my heart goes out to the family, his loved ones, the teams that he played on. He played on the Cincinnati Reds. I remember watching him against the Cubs. The guy was a phenomenal pitcher. Very, very.
Like you're remembering a baseball player who was part of the Cincinnati Reds.
Hey. What's my phone doing? Did you guys hear that? That was great. Anyways,
welcome to the new age of AI.
No kidding. Tell me they don't listen, huh?
They're lit. That's why when you do this show, put your phone on do not disturb mode. That way they don't come out and start talking to you.
See, I learned something from you, Spence, every time we do a show. But going back to this, very, very sad. I know that, all across the baseball world is feeling the ramifications of this, whether he played for them, played against them. It doesn't matter. It's a fraternity, just like football or any other sport. It's a fraternity. And when one of your players is tragically taken, it touches everyone. So from me to the family, everything, my heartfelt condolences and prayers go out to the family. I don't know any other details, but my question is this: how does something like that happen, Spence? It's a nightclub. You would think that, I understand if you're on a stage or something and you're bouncing around, then that could cause it to collapse. But you're in a nightclub. I don't understand what would cause a roof to collapse in Dominican Republic unless it had some type of structural damage that they just didn't know about.
The only thing I can just do this, and I'm making a guesstimation here, is the standards in the Dominican Republic for buildings and any of those standards is probably nowhere near to the scale here in America. My heart goes out to the 184 people and their families who lost their lives. It's a shame. It's a tragedy. Should never have happened. And it's going to be interesting going forward when they come back and find all this information truly out about the building, what's really going to come out. And it's going to get ugly from here.
Yeah.
So wouldn't be surprised if the owner of that building has moved out of Dominican Republic and is trying to avoid things. But if you're having a business and establishment, wouldn't you make sure your brick and mortar which is number one bringer in of your business, is on solid ground and solid standing? My
whole thought on this is to everyone. But we don't know. We don't know all the ramifications. But I just hope that nobody really suffered. I hope it was. That's what you want to hope. You hope it's quick, but something like that, it's not. That's the only problem.
There were people who it's a slow moving on that path. And
Victory Lap says, working out, listening to you guys. All right, cool, man.
Well, I'm working out too. Okay, gotta do our bench press. Bench press. All right, come on, bench press.
David Yonkin says prayers go out to all their families and friends. Absolutely, no doubt about it. And then he follows up by saying, "I wouldn't even guess as to what happened." I know, but it just seems crazy. But I think you're on the right track, though, Spence. Their rules and regulations are not what the U.S. does.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, sorry to hear that. Had to bring it because he was a well-known guy. He World Series pitcher. All right, here is a Vikings note. Now, with Aaron Rodgers, did you stop? with Aaron Rodgers being a prima donna, the Vikings have put all of their trust in J.J. McCarthy moving forward. The Vikings general manager, Kwesi Adolfo Mencha, said the following. and I quote, "We believe we need to build around JJ. So if you are thinking that Rodgers is on the way to save the Vikings, I wouldn't get my hopes up at all on that one." End quote. There you go. So Aaron Rodgers, as of right now, the Vikings are saying, you know what? We're done with you. You're just a prima donna. You're a POS. We're not dealing with you. You know, and if you think about it, Rodgers thinks that he's God's that he's the gift to football. I mean, he's not.
He's not. And so let's look at all the teams. Name me one team right now where he could go and potentially be the starter in a situation where the team is not trying to tank to get a first-round draft pick. There is none. At this point, nobody. And kudos to the Vikings. It's about time. You drafted this kid. Yeah. Is the Broncos...
David, come on. Go ahead, read it. Read it.
Is this the Broncos pod or a Diva pod? Laugh out loud.
Hey, we bring in all...
Wait a few minutes. We'll probably shift back to the Diva part again, and then to the Broncos, and then to the Diva.
But, see, that's what this show is about. I mean, if we did nothing but Broncos talk, Broncos topics and stuff, I dare say we would lose 90% of audience because you can't please everybody all the time. So you bring in a lot of different topics and things that cover a lot of different areas that, that's what this show's about, hopefully you guys understand that, but that's what it's about. We bring in other topics, other teams, because it's the NFL. It's sports, baseball, football, hockey, basketball. Well, we don't bring in too much hockey. We're going to bring in a basketball when I got a feeling, but Paul Schaefer, what? Broncos country only?
Oh, come on.
Let's see what show does that on it. What show does that on our network? 5280 is primarily, but they bring in other topics. They brought in the Nuggets the other day. Denver Daddy KONA. That's cool.
KONA. No. Hey, go back to Dave. Dave actually has a potential landing spot for Mr. I think I'm the god of all football.
Pittsburgh.
I'm going to tell you right now, if he went to Pittsburgh, he would be chucked out of Pittsburgh quick, fast, and in a hurry by those hardworking Pittsburgh Steelers fans who will not put up with his antics.
I just thought of something. The head coach of the Steelers is who? I forgot.
Mike.
No, not Mike.
No, I see his face.
Who is it? I can't think of it. But anyways, he has not lost. He has not had a losing season since he's been the head coach of the Steelers. If Aaron Rodgers were to go to the Steelers, do you think that would be the first time in his Steeler tenure that he would have a losing season?
Absolutely. Mike Tomlin.
There you go. Mike. It was Mike. Yeah.
No, I'll tell you right now, anybody who brings in Rodgers is only bringing in for one purpose, to sell seats. That's it.
That's true. That's true.
Rodgers is not going to be a starting quarterback and take you to the playoffs. Rodgers is not going to come in and teach a young quarterback how to be a starting successful quarterback. Rodgers cares about Rodgers. So he goes to Steeler Town, which is a hardcore, hardworking, labor-intensive society.
Blue
collar. You put the whitest of white-collar football players in a blue-collar town, you know what? He'll be booted out of that town faster than you can say goodbye.
Yep. David Yonkin chimes in and says, that is why I come in for the laughs. Then he follows up by saying that, our show is diverse with different sports topic stuff. He says, smart. Some pods are strictly Broncos. I like you guys. Thanks so much, Paul Schaefer. Oh, I didn't say David. I meant Paul. Thanks, Paul. Really do appreciate it. Absolutely. Really do. Now, he has a question. Who would you want, Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers?
Can I go none of the above?
Well, we had Russell Wilson and we tried to get Rodgers. Russ didn't work out.
I would tell you this: none of the above.
If you had to choose,
Russ, because he has some mobility.
okay.
But they're both culture destroyers.
Now, Paul Shaver follows up by saying Rodgers is cursed, but his darkness voodoo retreats. The devil takes his dues. Jeez. Oh my gosh, Paul, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
Cheers on that one. Cheers on that one.
Wow, he says, look at Favre, Packers quarterback curse.
I
don't know, man. I don't know.
Because I love this.
That's what I just said, David. He says, I know that Pitt has not had a losing season, but if you ask Coach Mike, a losing season is one and done in the playoffs.
That too.
Yeah, no. But they're basing it on the season, not the playoffs. That's what they're basing it on by not having a losing season.
No, Mike Tomlin is a blue collar coach who wants a team who is going to grind out victory. And Rodgers and Russ are not grinders. They're
okay, let me ask you this. All right? How about this? When Russell Wilson was in Pittsburgh, because he's not there now, but when Russell Wilson was in Pittsburgh, do you think that was God, where was I going with this? That was better. That was better to have Russell Wilson at the quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I'm just saying, comparatively, Russell Wilson was much better in that system. That's what I was going to say. Much better in that system than Aaron Rodgers would be. Can you imagine the headbutting? There was headbutting in Denver with Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. Can you imagine the headbutting that would come with Aaron Rodgers? And yeah.
They would not make it out of training camp alive. Trust me. If Rodgers got to Pittsburgh, I think that offensive line would tear him up into pieces and ship him out of the country.
Yeah, I agree. Says Paul Shaver says Tomlin's a great coach, cheats a little bit, but I mean, cheating.
Define cheating. Are you stretching the rules to your benefit, or?
Well, that's what Belichick does all the time.
Of course.
Yeah, I totally agree, Paul. Broncos got extremely lucky. Rodgers didn't come. Sean and Rodgers might kill each other.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, can you imagine?
If that had happened, I'll tell you right now, I'd be moving to Denver, going to every single preseason practice, just waiting for that explosion moment and make millions of dollars with that video that I would send to TMC.
That's true. Tomlin does produce that. Stretching a leg to trip is cheating. Yes, you're right.
Well, he had a cramp. And that he had a cramp. He had a cramp, so he had to do something to take care of that.
David Yonkins says Rodgers would have been benched in week 3 in Denver
of the preseason.
Oh, okay. Oh, preseason. Got it.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from that fiasco. All right, listen to this. The Denver Broncos have brought back outside linebacker Dontre Tillman, who was solid for Denver this past season. He signed as an exclusive rights free agent. There isn't any negotiation over his contract due to that signing. I don't understand what a rights-free agent is, but what I can gather is if you're a rights-free agent, you're representing yourself. And you don't, the contract that they're bringing you back on is a contract that you originally signed for. I could be wrong. Any guys out there in the chat, please correct me. We, KONA and myself, pride this show on being accurate and correct. So if I'm wrong, if I'm misspoken, please correct me. But A true free agent can negotiate a contract. A rights free agent, I'm not sure of. But I'm glad they brought him back, because to me, we need all the outside linebacker talent we can get. And he averaged, I think he had five and a half sacks.
He had 23 tackles, 5 for loss, 5 sacks in 12 games.
Yeah.
Now, he is an exclusive rights free agent, and players with 2 or fewer accrued seasons and an expired contract. There's no leverage in negotiations and can be offered a 1-year league minimum contract. It's essentially you have not met the obligations of the contract you originally signed, so you're not allowed to go out to free agency to shop around for a negotiated value. You're on a fixed value.
Okay, got it.
My opinion on Tillman, I think he's a good linebacker, but does he fill the need that we have? We need a linebacker. Might be, yeah.
Paul Shaver says Tillman might become better than Benito. Wow, those are huge words.
But Tillman, we need a linebacker who's going to help in coverage. Tillman was not good when it came to the coverage game. He was good into the rushing the quarterback, a line stop or a run stopper. He was okay, not spectacular, but on pass plays, there were times that he was lost, and there were the number of times that tight ends were running this way toward a touchdown. He was running this way. Running backs would come out to the flat.
So Victory Lap disagrees that Tillman would become better than Benito. Do you agree? Is it up in the air?
It's up in the air.
Is the sample
too small?
Quality? Yeah, too small.
Right.
Okay.
It's only 12 games, and again, I think if Tillman comes in and focuses on the coverage lacks that he have, rather than
do me a favor. Go back to those stats, because you said that was in 12 games. Go back to those stats of what he accomplished in 12 games.
23 tackles, 5 of them for loss, 5 sacks. So the 5 sacks were the 5 for loss.
And that's not a good sample of 12 games. I mean, he played less than a season and accomplished that.
Yeah, usually linebackers average more tackles than 2 a game. Okay. So you know what? This is a weight.
Paul Scherzer said, who needs coverage?
You know who needs coverage? All those running backs and tight ends that were running loose on our Broncos defense this year.
Yeah. David Yonkin says Benito is an edge, right? And Tillman is a linebacker. Well, there you go.
Well, Benito, I think he was defensive line linebacker. I think that's what his designation was. He was both. Where Tillman is strictly a linebacker. True. Look, I believe in the Broncos, and they're going the right direction. Tillman, if you can get him for a good value and he can improve, great. I'm a wait-and-see guy, and I defer to the coaching staff for the potential for Tillman. Hopefully, after getting a year. And Tillman was kind of, practice squad. This.
Paul Schaefer just nailed it. That's why we got the 2 free agents from the 49ers, dude. There you go.
No, he said the important word, dude. Nice comment, dude.
There you go. Broncos signed somebody else. The Broncos secure promising tight end Lucas Kroll with exclusive rights tender as team eyes crucial draft to bolster the roster. The signing is a bold statement. This is important, guys. Listen. The signing is a bold statement about the Broncos' commitment to nurturing emerging talent. There you go. Is Kroll really emerging talent, or are they reaching?
honestly, right now they're reaching. I mean, this is a guy who has played one game his entire career. And it was on the practice squad for Tampa Bay, for New Orleans. Played one game against Tampa Bay, wasn't thrown to at all.
Wow. Paul Schaefer says Kroll is crap. Madungus chimes in. Madungus, thanks for chiming in. He says promising, as in Kroll being promising. I'm just telling you what the article said. That's all I'm telling you what the article said.
Honestly, we need a tight end who is going to make a certain statement. Kroll, there's no
who
history.
Do we have? Well, we brought the guy in from Saints.
Yeah, that's Kroll. Kroll was with the Saints.
Okay, well, there's somebody else we just brought in, isn't it? Then we just
I know we talked about this. Sorry, I know we had talked about this, but
who was it?
Ingram.
Ingram, there you go.
There we go. Ingram. Ingram has a lot more promise. I will tell you, Kroll right now. You know what? Good luck. Try to do something to impress us in camp. I'm not holding my breath.
Okay.
I think this is just an
Why do you think they brought him back then? Oh, insurance. Okay, you got it.
Insurance policy. And he was probably with Sean Payton in New Orleans.
He was. Yeah.
There you go. So he knows the system. And
so should we start calling the Denver Saints?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No.
Victor Lapp says all the hype on Kroll last season.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything.
He played one game.
Yep. Now, how do you like this signing?
Ooh.
Denver has signed former Panthers safety Sam Franklin Jr. It's a 1-year deal. This is ridiculous. 1-year deal worth up to $1.5 million. So that's $1.5 million is not his contract. It's up to. This is confirmed by Denver Post's Luca Evans. So it's legit. Up to 1.5. Now, that being a safety, is it a safety competition?
Yes.
He brought? Okay. So he's not definitely a starter then, is what you're saying.
No, you want to know something? In this day and age and culture, you need first competition that's going to push people, but also you need security blankets.
Sure.
So if we have a situation where these guys from the 49ers flop and this guy we just brought in comes in, great. There's other opportunities to do other things, like Mundungus says, be on special teams. Yeah. There you go. So let's see what happens. He could possibly push various people at the safety and cornerback position, but let's see if he makes the team. I see this as just competition for training camp to really strengthen our defensive core.
But Douglas, who the heck is Tremon Smith? Tremon Smith. Oh, okay. Oh, I got it. Okay. He said they brought him in to replace Tremon Smith. Okay. All right. But, God, he signed for peanuts, dude. He signed for pennies.
Above the league minimum.
Yeah, I guess. Holy smokes, man. That blew me away, man. When I saw that, I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Well, it's double the league minimum. The league minimum is $840,000.
Yeah, I'd take $840,000 right now. That's for sure.
Oh, I would too. Of course, my wife would go shopping with it. My son would go buy as many V-Bucks as he could with it, and my daughter would buy all the makeup she can, and then I'd be broke again.
Victory Laugh says, I need them pennies. You got that right. Oh, shoot. I'll take all the pennies all day long. You got that right. Now, we are flying through this. So we're we got some ones that are going to really touch some nerves. We got some that are going to touch nerves. So, okay, listen to this. The Washington Redskins, Commanders, have added former Broncos wide receiver Wes Welker to their coaching staff. Welker will be the personnel and analyst per reports. Welker has been coaching. I didn't realize this, but Welker has been coaching since 2017. He was offense and special teams assistant with Houston and San Francisco. Most recently, he was with Miami as wide receiver coach from 2022 to 2024. Is that a good hire for the Redskins? Commanders, I'm sorry.
You know what? When I read this article, I was actually kind of surprised in two aspects. One, I think it's a great hire, but two, why didn't Vegas bring him on? I mean, Tom Brady's running the show there. Doesn't he want to bring in his guys who are his culture people?
Yeah.
You know what? Wes Welker is a great mentor for young people. I think he's going to go out there to the Redskins, who are a young team who has just had a great success and is someone who can now put them to that next step. When you have success, you can't always repeat it. You need to bring in a valuable option and a valuable commodity to keep that success going and going and going. And so bringing Wes Welker in with his years of experience with New England Patriots, with his Super Bowl, with always being there.
And Peyton Manning, don't forget that.
And what?
Peyton Manning. And Peyton Manning on the Broncos.
And Peyton Manning and the Broncos, and helping with that culture. Great hire. Great hire.
Okay, so not only that, but Wes Welker's not a really tall guy. So he can relate to the guys that are shorter and say, hey, this is what you got to do to be successful in the NFL. You may not be the tallest guy or the most athletic, but what you do to make yourself better is I think very valuable for what he can bring. I mean, look at Doug Flutie. People said the guy cannot play in the NFL. He played well. I mean, he wasn't a Hall of Famer. He wasn't, Super Bowl champion, but he did. I mean, go back to watch some of Doug Flutie's passes. I mean, he scrambled out of the pocket, threw the ball. Yeah. But so you can play the NFL being short. You just have to maximize your talent beyond what others may have to do.
But what Welker's going to bring in is that high level success competitively, and he's going to teach these guys who are professionals how to now be winning, successful professionals. And that's what you need. I would have loved to have seen him possibly go to Vegas just for Vegas to succeed and maybe learn that. Who knows?
Whoa. Vegas is our division. What are you talking about there, boy?
What have I told you my dream is for the playoffs?
I know. Every single AFC West team go to make the playoffs.
Honestly, I want to see, I want the Broncos to win, but I want to see our division take over. I want to see our division.
I don't think there's ever been a division that's had that happen, has there?
No. I would love the AFC West to be that first division to do it.
All right. Now, Rudy, hang on real quick. Back to the chat, because this is funny. Rudy, my brother-in-law from Vegas, says, "What's up, Spence? My man, who's the skinny guy next to you?" Madungus says, "Rudy, that's his broom." Madungus.
Yeah.
And then Rudy follows up by going, "I knew that." Whatever, guys.
Hey, you know what? It's happy hour across America, and we thank you guys for joining us to being part of the show. So keep the comments coming. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do. Absolutely. Paul Schaefer, thank you so much. He goes, like it, subscribe, join the tribe. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Paul, for throwing that out there. Really, really do appreciate it. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Like I said, guys.
No, wait a minute. Go to the next comment after that one. Vic, are you saying heck no? Heck no for having the Raiders? Come on. You know what? I see your perspective, and that's fine. But I believe, you know what? The division becomes successful. We dominate football. We go from there. And that's just my thought.
Good point. Good point. I don't know, man. I know where you're coming from, Spence.
I know. You want to know something? Hey, it's a pipe dream, but life's full of pipe dreams.
Yeah, I know. My all-time favorite Super Bowl matchup would be, and I mentioned too many times, the Vikings and the Broncos. It should have happened in 1998, but you missed a field goal by Minnesota. Atlanta goes down. Sorry about that, Bobby, my nephew, if you're watching. I know it brings up old wounds, but I was just as devastated as you were because I knew for a fact that would be my dream Super Bowl. But maybe
right.
sometime.
All right. Now I think it's time for the dream segment.
Oh, what is this dream segment?
The dream segment.
The Buzz.
All right.
Called the Bronco Buzz. What is it?
It is the buzz time. Now, big news happened earlier this week in Denver sports. Not Broncos, not Avalanche, not Rockies, but the Denver Nuggets made the decision with 3 games left in their season to fire both their head coach, Malone, and their GM, Booth. Yeah, Booth. Sources has discussed and said that there's a toxic environment by the coach and GM who are not getting along, even when they had won an NBA championship. Bill, talk to me. 3 games left in the season, and you're a prominent playoff team, and you do this change. What is going on here, my friend, with the Denver Nuggets?
Are you ready for some spit and vinegar? This is absolutely a travesty. You do not disrupt a team 3 games prior to the playoffs and expect the team to not melt down. Yes, they beat Golden State or whoever they played the other day. They beat them. I get that. And yes, Jokic has taken on the role of being the guy to motivate the team. Jokic is not the freaking head coach. He's not the GM. He's the center of the Nuggets, one of the greatest centers of all time, granted. Okay? That being removed, you don't do this to a team. Can you imagine the Denver Broncos having a winning season, about ready to go to the playoffs like last year, and they fire Sean Payton? Seriously? No, you don't do that. You wait to the end of the season. People say, well, it's toxic. Wasn't Bill Belichick and Tom Brady toxic? Oh, heck yeah. Wasn't Bill Belichick and McDaniels toxic? Yes, but they didn't part ways. Why? Because they were winning. The Nuggets were winning. The Nuggets are winning. Oh, they went on a 4-game losing streak. Oh, now just shut down the whole team. Just get rid of everybody because you lost 4 in a row. No, you don't do it. You don't send a negative message to the team when they're trying to play for a playoff and a world championship. You don't send that negative vibe to the players. Yes, I'm worked up because this is a Broncos. I mean, this is a buzz saw, and that's what I do. Is I churn it over, and I don't like the fact that Jokic is now feeling, because he even said, I feel like I have to take charge. That's not his responsibility. He needs to focus on freaking basketball, not focus on how people and his teammates are feeling or how the organization's feeling. Now, Stan Kroenke did come out and say, well, this is a very tough decision, but we had to make a tough call. No, you don't make the tough call now, Stan. You don't. You don't do it. I don't give a frosty whatever. You don't do it now. You wait to the end of the season, you take them into the room, and you say, this is what we're doing. We're moving forward. You know, who the heck does this? I've never heard of this ever happening. The only time I ever heard something close to this was when the Chargers fired Marty Schottenheimer after the Chargers went 14-2 or 12-2 or whatever it was, however many games they played. Okay. But they did it after the season. They didn't do it at the end of the season, did they? I don't recall they did this. I think they did it after the season. This is unprecedented. It's unheard of. What? Yeah, I'm animated. You're dang right. You're dang right. I'm animated because I'm not a big basketball fan. I'm not a basketball fan God, I'm getting all wound up. I hit my freaking microphone.
I knew this would get you riled up.
I'm not. This is not about whether I like the team or not, or it's my favorite team or not. That's not the point. The point is you don't do this. How now? If the Nuggets go flatline the rest of the season, I'll say that's because they fired him. You don't do this. You don't undercut players. You don't undercut the team. You don't undercut the morale of what these guys have. Okay? The Avalanche have lost 4 in a row this year. They didn't fire freaking Bednar. You don't do it. Oh my gosh. I'm beside myself. I'm just absolutely beside. You know, you had to give me that one, KONA. I'm wound up now, dude. I am spun up, dude.
I knew that would get you wound up. Just my comment on this. You are 100% correct. The GM and the coach have a disagreement. Great. Figure it out off season. But to do it mid-season, what you just did
mid-season, last 3 games.
You just sabotaged these guys' season. I will tell you right now, whoever plays the Nuggets in the first round, I'm making a wager on the team against the Nuggets. I would love to see the Nuggets win, but come on. The morale and the culture, which we're talking about, the Broncos is going this way. The Nuggets just went that way.
Oh, yeah.
Now, read some minor stories is that the GM was not happy that he drafted all these young people. And
then fire the GM, but keep Malone.
Keep Malone. Malone's been there for 10 years and has built this team. Not you, Booth. Malone. And you know what? That's part 1. Part 2 is this. You know what? I didn't know he was on the Nuggets, but as soon as I found out he was, I was like, you know what? Toxicity follows him all over the place. Westbrook is on the team. He was on OKC. They could never get over the hump. All the great players with OKC ran because Westbrook was toxic. Westbrook goes to the Clippers. He creates a toxic environment. All the best players run. Goes to the Lakers. Creates a toxic environment. LeBron James says, get out of here. Goes to Houston. Creates a toxic environment. Get out of here. Went to the the Wizards. Creates a negative environment.
I forgot that. They were the Bullets. That's right.
He is in Denver right now, and Denver's culture was great, and it's been destroyed. Mm-hmm. You know what? Whoever hires Malone is going to get the gift that keeps on giving. And I'll say this, the Joker, I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves the Nuggets and follows Malone wherever he goes. Yeah. I'm making that bold prediction, but when you're creating a great culture, and so the young guys don't get enough time. You want to know something? This is the NBA. Mm-hmm. You got to be ready to go when it's your turn and your call.
I got to bring him in. Go ahead, finish up.
Yeah, honestly, this is a very, very sad situation, mm-hmm. and it's something that could have been dealt with, as you said, off season. Take mm-hmm. care of it off season. Take care of it when you don't have all the players around. But as someone made a point here, a choice had to be made between the GM and the coach. Make that choice. You eliminate both, you destroy the culture.
Yep.
The absolutely. Nuggets just went from here down to here.
Well, they're just following the Rockies. The Rockies are in the
oh
the
my
tank.
God! Oh my God! Yeah. Getting rid of Arenado after you make the promise to him, stay with the Rockies. We're going to build a team. We're doing great. We're making the wild card. We're going to keep building something. We'll pay you. And he's like, great. And then they get rid of everybody.
Yeah, exactly. I want to bring this in. Darren, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being in the chat. Says, good evening, fellas. Great show. Thank you so much, Darren. Thank you so much. Hit the like button, the subscribe button. We really do appreciate it. Absolutely. Thank you so much, man. We really do. I'm going to go back to that one that you were talking about. And this is it by Madungus. Says, my assumption on the timing of the firings is that something happened which caused players, Jokic, to threaten to sit or ask for a trade. Ownership had to choose between coach, GM, or players. I've not heard of that. No. Have you heard of that at all? That he was threatening to sit out or ask for a trade?
No, it wasn't that. So when the ownership had said, everybody in the main office was it was a toxic environment. It was toxic with the marketing team, toxic with the business team, toxic with the operations team. And it was coming down to the players.
But Doug says ownership discussed the firing of Jokic and he approved it?
No, from what I heard, I disagree. Ownership pulled Jokic into a meeting and said, we have made this decision. And Jokic says, okay. He did not, quote unquote, approve it. He just said, I'm fine with it, because Jokic, he's a smart business on-court operations leader. If he goes in and starts throwing a temper tantrum, now you're creating toxicity on court, and you don't need that.
There you go. Medunga said it was toxic in the locker room between players and Malone.
I did not hear that.
I do know that Malone, I did read where Malone, there weren't any major changes since they won the championship a year or two ago, I believe, that they weren't building around Jokic. They basically kept the same players, a la a championship team in baseball or football that doesn't try and get any better because, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. So I don't know if that's true or not. Like I said, I don't follow basketball that much, but this particular topic got me because of the fact that you did it 3 games prior to the playoffs. That to me is absolutely totally wrong.
Which I knew it would get under your skin.
It still got me going, man. It still got me going.
I know. Yeah. And Medungus, or Victory with the Westbrook is not that bad with the Nuggets. Yeah.
He was horrible for the Lakers.
He was horrible for the Lakers, yes. He was horrible for the Nuggets. They were up by 5 a few games ago, and he fouled through, or they were, I think, close or tied or down by 2 or something like that. Had a turnover, fouled a guy, they lost the game. Yeah. Westbrook is probably a cousin of Aaron Rodgers. They both have that same attitude. Oh, David Youngkin, thank you. Your comment
basketball has become a soap opera. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's called Flophouse too. It's called Flophouse. Definitely Flophouse. I mean, you get touched. Oh,
no, you want to know something? The Detroit Pistons in the 80s, I'm dating ourselves. They started the complain about every single call, screaming, yelling, Lambeer going, every time he hacked somebody and hammered him and screaming and yelling. The official made a call. Deal with it. He's not going to go, oh, because you just reacted that way, I'm going to change it. You know what?
Yep.
Refs, more T's. Throw more technical fouls. Get these guys to stop. Hey, something happens on the court, you make a foul. In hockey, when a penalty is called, do you see them screaming, yelling, throwing stuff all over the place, acting like a prima donna? No.
No, not 95%, 97% of the time, no. They just skate off and go to the they may sit in the penalty box and just shake their head going, but whatever. But they don't throw a tantrum.
Victory, 90s basketball was the best. No, I think 80s basketball was even a lot better than that. I mean, you had
D-Rock. Hey, D-Rock, I forgot to bring you up earlier. I saw you earlier. You said, hey, Bill, hey, Spence, hey, D-Rock, what is up, my friend? He said the NBA is a young and a flopful. In case you guys don't know about soap operas, it's usually called the young and the restless. But he changed it to the young and the flopful. There you go. Not that I watch soap operas because I don't, but I just don't know about that.
I mean, great comment there. Great comment so far. I mean, guys, thank you for all your comments. Keep them up. We love these one-liners. Bring it on.
We got thick skin, guys. We got thick skin. We can
do it. Very thick skin. I've got a great wife who's an estheticianist who can help with any kind of skin.
What's an estheticianist?
Oh, they make your face look good, your skin.
Can she help me? Can she help me?
You're a Cubs fan. We can't help Cubs fans.
That's messed up, dude. That's messed up.
Of course.
She'll make me look worse. Oh, like this.
No. But any of you guys there who live in Los Angeles area looking for a good estheticianist, looking for a good present
Is that her own? Is that her own? Is that her own business?
Yeah.
Oh wow, she's an entrepreneur.
Oh yeah. So any of you guys in the West Side or Los Angeles area who need a good one, help me out.
David Young said nothing can help you, Bill. And thanks, David. Love you too, man. Appreciate it. Well, at least you're honest. So hey, it's all good.
Well, wait a minute. Aren't Cub fans known as the lovable losers?
Oh, but we did win the World Series.
We did win the World
2016.
Series. There it is.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Just throwing this in there real quick. 108 years went by with all of those Cub fans that never saw what I got to experience in 2016. I mean, I look at that and I just don't know if I think to myself, I'm overly blessed or I was just one of those miracle. I don't know. It's just crazy, man. It was a magical year. Anyways, Victor Lap says, Callie here. Wonder what part. What if you want to share Victor Lap? Let us know what part of Callie. You don't you have to go into major detail. That's what do you mean by which baseball team cheated?
Oh, we know the two baseball teams that cheats: the Yankees and the Red Sox.
What cheated? But he's talking about cheated as in past.
Meaning the Red Sox cheated in 2008 when they beat.
Well, Houston did. How about all them banging on the freaking trash cans or whatever?
Yep, that's proven cheating.
Yeah, that's true. D-Rock, no, the Cubs are playing the Dodgers today. Although I will say this, I'm not going to tell you on what sports thing that I bet, but I put money on Shohei Ohtani to hit a home run against the Cubs. He always plays well against Cubs, so
he does. If
he hits a home run,
Madungus is going with his team.
Let's go Twins. You know, I do like the Twins. I love Kirby Puckett. Kirby Puckett. Loved him. And I was so glad to see the Twins win the World Series when they won it. Was it 90s? It couldn't have been 80s. I think it was
91.
Kirby Puckett won. He was on that team. Kirby Puckett was on that team. And I love the Twins. I really do. That really is my American League team, Madungus. Whether you believe it or not, it really is my American team. That was the very first game that I went to a Padre game that was not against the Cubs or the Dodgers. It was against the Twins, and I loved it. I cheered for and that was when Kirby Puckett was on the team. I went to that game in San Diego. That ironically was not at Petco Park. It was at the old Charger Stadium called Qualcomm, but it wasn't called Qualcomm. That was called Jack Murphy. It's called Jack Murphy. Yep, 1991.
The only thing I remember about the Twins is when we had our rotisserie baseball draft. If Brian Harper was always the catcher everybody wanted first because he had the best batting average, brought the most points. So that's why I remember about the Twins.
Yeah. David Yonkins misquoted here, David. I think you're misrepresenting. Said, so I'm a Chargers fan and Twins? No. Broncos fan, not Chargers. I know a lot of people think that I'm a closet Charger fan, but I'm not. and you want to hear a story? Speaking of clouds, I'm gonna throw this in there real quick. I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it anyways. But it's gonna get me in trouble because I know the chat is going to blow up when I say this. But you gotta understand. Okay, so years ago, when my nieces were younger, I'm not gonna name their names, but when my nieces were younger, they were staying over, and so they were up in my wife and our bedroom, and one of them was in the bathroom changing, and one of them was in our bedroom changing. But I needed to change for a job or something I was doing. Anyway, so I went into the closet to change. And so I'm in the closet to change, and I don't want to come out and see my nieces improper. So I just opened the door slightly, and I said, hey, kids, just to let you know, I'm coming out of the closet. Well, that was the wrong thing to say. Because as soon as I did, my niece's eyes got big, like, oh my gosh, my Uncle Bill's coming out of the closet. I'm like, not that way. I'm not coming out of the closet that way. I'm coming out of the closet because never mind. See, I knew I shouldn't have thrown that out there because now it's going to just run.
You know what?
Mundungus just opened up. I just opened a whole can of worms with Mundungus.
You know what? Usually you go on an amazing tangent, but I think you just made a left turn down the wrong road.
Yeah, whatever. It's me. I wear my emotions and my stories on my shirt sleeves or whatever.
But we're all glad and appreciate you coming out of the closet. So thank you.
Rudy goes, I knew it.
Yeah, we all know it.
Oh, shoot, man. Victory Lap is laughing his ass off. No, but it was innocent. I was trying to do the right thing, guys. I'm just not going to walk out of the...
Innocent. Yeah, innocent.
No, the name is... I'm not in a scent, if you get my drift.
Moving on.
Oh, God. Mundungus says that Dig Dog story makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. You know, you just put the pieces together, and there the puzzle now fits. Okay, there it is.
Oh my gosh, dude! I knew I should never be telling these stories, but hey, you know, you got. I mean, you're in the closet.
You're in the closet, yeah.
KONA, Victor Sepp says you're an instigator. Oh yeah, he is.
I am.
Yeah, he is.
Of course. Yeah.
All right. Let's go to the last.
Just like I'm going to instigate this beer drinking.
We're going to go to the last 4 topics. We're approaching what I call the witching hour. The only reason I call it witching hour is because it's get to that 1 hour mark where we're starting to what? Should have stayed in the closet. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm never going to be the same.
Yeah.
This show's never going to be the same.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
I know I have a bad feeling Mundungus is going to run with this in some ugly, weird way.
Yeah.
But
we might be renamed from Broncos Buzz to Closet Buzz. This is not.
It's not good.
Not good.
And then the show. I'll be in my closet with this light on.
You know what's going to happen? Mundungus is going to have all this new footage for the neighborhood. He's just sitting there going right now.
No, Mundungus didn't. I knew he was going to come up with something. Bill doesn't watch football for the true ways. He watched it for the tight end. Dad joke approved.
Hey, I do too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's referring to guys, not girls. I know that's what he's referring to. Thanks, Mike.
Hey,
all right, Jack Kenna. Nice to see you, my friend. Bill and Spence, happy Friday and cheers. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it, buddy. Jack, you just missed.
Officially watch the show starting now. Don't worry about the first part, okay?
No, you can go back and watch it, but I said one of my stories again, Jack, and you know how Mundungus runs with stories, I say. Hey, Mundungus says, you said it, don't believe me. I know I said it. I said it in all innocence, in all honesty, as to treat my nieces correctly and appropriately. Mundungus is taking it to the other level.
Why do I have the feeling you've been before a judge before and gone, Your Honor, I am innocent?
I have. I don't know. No. Well, that's true, Jack. They do have tight ends as well.
Yes.
There you go. See?
And that's why I appreciate.
Mundungus, you're not saying it. Jack Bill came out of the closet. Recap over. That's not. You see this? I'm married to a female.
Yeah, but
don't go there.
Okay.
Kenna. Okay. No, not you. I didn't mean you. I meant don't go there, Mike. This is legit. This is legit. I know. I just opened up a whole can of worms.
No, no, you didn't open a can of worms. You opened a barrel in the entire state of California.
Oh my gosh! No wonder we got a whole bunch of people watching now.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Let's move on from That whole thing. This just ties in, I guess.
Oh, yes. Oh, no. Oh, good. I'm ready for this one.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
And his wife were involved in a domestic dispute last Monday, but no charges were filed. Hill threw his mother-in-law's laptop on the floor, grabbed his 4-year-old daughter. Are you ready for this? This is ridiculous. Grabbed his 4-year-old daughter, Hill's 4-year-old daughter, his and his wife's 4-year-old daughter, and headed to the balcony. Okay, you're only up a story. You're on ground level. No, 35th floor apartment balcony. Both Hill and his wife have gone to therapy, but it hasn't worked, Hill's wife said. Hill's wife said, and I quote, Tyreek hasn't been involved enough in our daughter's life. This comes per TMZ. Holy smokes. You've taken a 4-year-old daughter that you helped produce and you're holding her on the, didn't say over the railing, but on the balcony 35 feet or 35 stories, not 35 feet, 35 stories up. That's 3,500 feet up.
Yeah, up against the railing, as the report says. No, this is, we had this topic a few weeks ago. Oh, Tyreek Hill, he should come here. No, he was horrible in Kansas City.
That's why I brought it in, yeah.
He's gone down to Miami, and he's just been a culture killer. You know, this guy is a bad guy.
Going back real quick, the ring doesn't mean you're married to a female. David, I am. But go on.
We're not doing tangents. No more tangents about the closet. The closet is out of bounds. Out of bounds.
Oh, it was out of bounds, all right. Go on. I'm sorry. Go on.
And out of bounds is what Tyreek Hill is. I mean, This is what happens when you get to the level of invincibility. You, me, Jack, Vic, everybody here has gotten to this level where I am the best. He is the best at receiver right now. And he thinks, well, because he's the fastest guy who can run in the NFL, he could do whatever he wanted. He could say whatever he wanted. He can act the way he wanted. He was in Kansas City in a great environment, good culture. Great place to raise. Where did he go? He went down to Party City in Miami to raise a kid. If you're not around it, fame and money will corrupt a person. 100%, Vic. Absolutely. He got corrupted by not only just the fame, the fortune, but the party lifestyle, the high-end social life down there. And who suffered? A 4-year-old kid.
She's probably traumatized, saying, this is my dad. Real quick, Jack Hennon says, Tyreek Hill, Antonio Brown, bad news. Okay, so the 4-year-old daughter. Now, my grandson, to go back to my grandson, went to the Padres-Cubs game back in 2016. He was 4 years old. I asked him prior to going to the game this coming Monday against the Cubs in San Diego if he remembered being at that game when he was 4 years old. You know what his answer was? Papa, I remember it. I remember everything. She's 4 years old. You know she knew her dad had her in his arms.
Yeah.
And you don't think for a moment that she wouldn't be traumatized? Dad, what are you doing? Why are you and mom fighting? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just speculating. I'm just, putting words in, which I'm just saying it myself. But you have to know that if things aren't working between Tyreek and his wife, and they've gone to therapy, and she says flat out it's not working, and he pulls that stunt, this guy is a major cancer to any team he goes to.
So it was the mother-in-law who called 911, the mother-in-law who got involved, the wife who had to deal with all this, but a daughter. Look, I have an 8-year-old daughter, and I'm frustrated with some of the stuff she does. I would never, ever grab her arm, put her in a situation that she would be fearful for her life. You're doing that with a 4-year-old child. I hope now here comes the decision the Miami Dolphins have to make. This guy is a cancer on the team. Unfortunately, no charges were filed. If charges were filed, they could have terminated his contract based on
let
that.
Let me ask you this real quick. David Youngkin says most famous people think their own crap doesn't stink. That's true.
I agree.
So let me ask you this. Why do you think charges weren't pressed? I mean, when something like this happens, why would they not press charges? Or maybe is it fearful of their own life? You think Tyreek Hill would go after the mother-in-law?
Fearful of retaliation. Because Tyreek was the bread earner of the family and was probably taking care of the wife, the kid, and the mother-in-law.
Jack Kenneth says that's why Casey let him go.
Yeah. He is a cancer. Great football player, but outside of the lines, he is a cancer. I mean, as soon as he went to Miami, how many of us all thought he's going to get ingrained into that Miami culture? And surprise, not at all. And last thing I read is that the wife did officially file for divorce.
Okay.
And
well, there you go. David Youngkin said the problem with good players, teams will still get him. That's true. Because you know why? Because they want money from the fans that he'll draw, and they want to win games.
Yeah, but Tyreek,
do you do it do you do it with bad blood?
Well, here's the thing: do you risk your culture? Do you risk your team chemistry?
Yeah.
Yes, he's a great player, but is he a good team player? No. Why do you think a franchise moving up and being successful, the Kansas City Chiefs with their number one receiver said goodbye, go, and had success thereafter, won 2 straight Super Bowls.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyreek Hill, and we had this discussion that Tyreek Hill was possible for the Raiders, and I said no, he's horrible for the culture.
Yep. Yeah, well, you nailed it because there you go.
And this just exposed it. So now the question is, well, who's going to sign him? Someone who's that desperate to put a winner on the team that they're going to risk their culture.
New York Giants with Russell Wilson. Oh, can you imagine that? Giants with Russell Wilson and Tyreek Hill.
Oh my! You want to know something? Don't be surprised. But I still think Tyreek is under contract with the Dolphins, but they got to release him.
What about this? Victory Lap brought up a good point. People said the same about Randy Moss, but it worked out in New England.
Well, because Tom Brady put him in his place.
Well,
so if you have a headstrong leader who will put you in your place, like we were saying earlier, Rodgers going to Pittsburgh with Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin is a very headstrong leader. Would Rodgers acclimate? No. But you put someone who needs to acclimate to the system, it could happen.
Ooh, Mark Davis. I did not know this. Go ahead and read this from Jack Kenna.
Yeah, Mark Davis doesn't put up with domestic violence players ever. HOF
Hall of Fame
Blitnikoff rule. His daughter died due to domestic violence. Oh, wow.
I did not know that.
Did not know that.
So Jack, if you don't mind, please allude to that because I don't know. You're talking about Fred Blitnikoff. His daughter died from domestic violence at the hands of whom? And I never did hear about that. So if you want to elaborate, we would love to bring up your comment. Thank you. Let's see. Madunga says, at this point, Hill has to grow up. It won't happen unless the NFL does something about it. That is absolutely 100% correct.
Now, granted, no charges have been filed, but the NFL can still come in, review the police reports, review all the information, and make a ruling. And he could be suspended for up to a year.
Yeah.
I think the rule is now up to 2 years.
I haven't heard that. I know it's a year for fact.
I know it's a year. I thought they had extended it to 2 years. I wasn't sure that they could go up to, but I wouldn't be surprised. And kudos to leadership in the NFL if they do something about this. Please.
Yeah, they've got to. All right. Last couple of topics. I could have used that as my jackass of the week. I just didn't think it would be that in depth because you brought in some other stuff that I hadn't read on, but it's all good. So officially, We're going to do it right now. I don't care. We're doing it right now. Tyreek Hill, this is you.
You suck, you jackass.
There you go. There you go. Suck, you jackass. Okay. Listen, this is cool. I like this to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% sold on this, but I want your opinion and the opinions of those in the chat. Here we go. Last Monday, the NFL approved clubs can wear their throwback or alternate uniforms up to 4 times in a 17-game regular season. Fan favorites and combinations not used before will be allowed. I like it to a certain degree if they bring back the all blues. The uniforms the Broncos won with the stripe coming down here, the big wide stripe of the orange, the all blues, I'm 1,000% in favor. I'm not in favor of not utilizing that particular uniform. If they omit that and just use the orange and all no. But 4 times is the NFL. I know the NFL is fantastic on marketing for the money. Absolutely fantastic on marketing. I mean, look, we're doing a talk show, Broncos Buzz in the off season, and there's plenty of things to talk about. Why? Because the NFL knows how to market its product. They're doing it again with the uniforms. Do you like the fact that they can do it 4 times a year, and they can do the alternate helmets? They can do combinations they've never done before. It's going to be interesting, but I'm not quite sold on whether or not I like it as a whole in general.
I will tell you this. You know what? I agree with you. I like consistency, but this is a league based on marketing, making money, and salesmanship. You know, Victory Lap has a good comment right there. They should be allowed to wear whatever they want at home games. Yeah.
Shorts, t-shirt.
You know what? I'll tell you this. I kind of agree, because if you're the home team, you're marketing to your fans. You want to create buzz, like Broncos Buzz. You want to build up, enough energy for the team and for the culture. And if it means wearing a different shirt and everything like that, all to it. But that's the new wave thinking. Bill and I are more the old school, like you had a uniform. We loved seeing it. We brought our Bronco orange to every single game. Oh, wait a minute. Now we're wearing magenta. Are we trying to make a statement here? Are we making some, well, not to go there, cultural, political, whatever statement? Come on. Bronco orange, that is a statement. Did I also love the Bronco blue with the orange stripes that they had?
Yeah.
Great.
Love it. That's what they won the Super Bowl. Going back to the comment about Fred Biletnikoff's daughter, said Fred's daughter, this is from Jack Cannon, Fred's daughter was found strangled to death at age 20 by her boyfriend in 1999. Her name was Tracy. Wow. I did not know that, Jack. Yeah, very, very sad. And if guys, in case you missed, like Clayton Haram says, hey, guys, we'll get to that in a minute. That goes back to the topic that we had, the Jackass of the Week, which is Tyreek Hill threatening his wife with their 4-year-old daughter on a balcony 35 stories up. So, yeah, that's very, very sad, Jack. Sorry to hear that. I know you're a big Raider fan. Fred Biletnikoff was a great receiver for the Raiders back in the day. So very sad to hear that. Clayton Haran says, hey, guys. I say, hey, what's up, Clayton? He says, smash that like button and share, guys. Absolutely. Share with your friends, your family, your coworkers, your relatives, good, bad, indifferent. We don't care. Just share with them and tell them to hit the subscribe button. It costs.
Yeah, I share with my mom and dad all the time. They're up there in Colorado watching the show right now. Dad, are we on to wine number 2 or 3?
David, before he cuts out, okay, guys, great show tonight. Later, everyone. David, thank you so much for chiming in as always. I will give a shout out to all those in the chat, so your name will come up first because you're in the first in the chat. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening and a wonderful weekend. We will see you next Friday, Dave. Thanks so much. David says Hill is a jackass at the center. Well, you got that right. No, you can think of others.
I can think of a few others, but he's close. He's in the top 10.
Clayton Huron says, as always, guys, big letters. Way to top off a Friday night. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Clayton. We love you being in the chat. Thank you so much for your comments. Always appreciate it. Madungus says, Bill, pulling up my comment and immediately clicking off it so no one saw it. Okay, I will bring it up, Madungus. You ready? Here we go.
Hang on. What comment? I didn't see anything. I still don't see anything.
It says G-string and some nipple tassels. There you go, Madungus. I gave you your shout out. Okay. Anyway.
Moving on.
We got to move on because that door, you get the connection? That door is closed.
Yes.
Pull up the one before that. What do you mean, a one before that?
Oh.
I said smash the light. Hang on. Let me get there. Oh, no. Yeah, Madungus, you got to go. Said, to be fair, though, if Bill was out of the closet, doesn't he suck too? Oh, my gosh. Time to leave the chat. Yes, it is. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Good night. Moving on to.
Okay. Last two topics. Here we go. God, we got a lot of people watching that. This is crazy.
Love it. Hey, anybody who hasn't commented yet, we want to hear from you. So if you're listening to the show for the first time, the 10th time, Dad, make a comment. Oh, my
gosh. I just thought of something.
What?
Johnny, that I work with, is watching and listening. He heard that story I said. It's going to get around the golf course. I'm going to be the laughing stock. Whatever.
You know what? Hey, Johnny means you're a popular man. That's the good thing.
Not sure I want to know in which way. Anyways, let's move on. Anyways, the topic of the show is Broncos moving. Yes, the Broncos may be moving. Out of Colorado? No. Out of Denver. Possibly. Possibly. The Denver Broncos have been talking about a new stadium since the Walton Penner ownership group bought the Broncos. Talk has been about different locations. One of the locations that they are really looking into is Aurora, Colorado. When Fox, this is interesting though, when Fox 31 Denver reached out to Aurora, then they asked them to comment, Aurora personnel declined.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? Why would you decline if something is, if somebody, okay, Broncos are talking to Aurora, they're talking to Lone Pine, they're talking to the location, they're talking to Denver about the location where it is now. The reason why they're focusing on Aurora is because of the space that it gives them to add hotels, kind of like a la Stan Kroenke. Oh, by the way, Walton's married to Stan Kroenke's sister.
Amen.
Connection.
But so this is all wheeling, dealing, and scheming. If Aurora had made a comment saying, yes, we are talking to the Broncos, what's going to happen? They're going to figure out the plot of land that they're interested in, and people are going to start buying the space around this. The city of Aurora, city, county, whatever, of Aurora, they want to be able to control the message because the Broncos want their space, but who wants the space around it to own and develop and have that revenue for bars, restaurants, 2 bowling alleys, wink, wink, Super Bowl, a golf course, hotels, anything like that. The city wants to control that because that is revenue for them. If they come out and say, yes, we're discussing it now, private entities are going to come in and start buying. Okay, we want this space. We want that space. We want that space. If they deny it, Who knows?
How far is Aurora from Denver, though?
It's 20 miles east.
East?
It's east. Oh,
really?
Yeah.
It's not down to I-25?
No, it's east. It's out toward Nebraska. It's Medungus's way.
Oh, so it's now the Nebraska Broncos? No,
yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, but so if they go east, there's nothing east but land. So they can build a metropolis. Now, what roads / freeways / avenues is going to be affordable for that kind of traffic going in there?
The 70.
Okay. So it's north. Because the 70 is north. Is it 70 north of Denver or south?
No, 70. The 25.
I know it goes east and west.
Come on, don't you know? Odd number interstates go north and south. Even numbers go east and west.
Right, but that's not what I'm saying. So let's say Denver's here. Okay, Denver's here. Is the 70 above or below? I know that 25 goes up, but is it 70 above Denver or below Denver?
Technically, 70 is above downtown Denver.
Okay, so then that would be the 70 going east.
Yeah, 70 goes east. So Denver is here. This goes out to Medungus in Nebraska. Aurora is a little bit below that.
Okay. So would that be accessible for fans to get there without too much congestion? I mean, is there going to be a light rail? Is there going to be a train system? Is there going to be all that? They're going to have to produce.
It's going to be all that. But think about this. If Aurora controls the message now, they are able to buy up the land, to buy up the rights, to buy up the businesses, to make everything controlled by them. If they say, oh, yeah, the Broncos are interested, here's the land. Bottom line is this. The Waltons are going to pick their land, and then they're going to tell their business partners who they control what they're going after and starting to negotiate so that the business partners can buy the land around it and be able to control that interest.
Well, I do know that they want to build something similar to what SoFi has. But knowing the Walton Penner ownership group, they're not going to stop there. They're going to want to make it where it's a 300. They're going to want to make it more like Dallas Stadium, the way it's 360 days a year, they've got something going on or a possibility of something going on. Concerts, road shows, whatever the situation, they're going to have hotels, they're going to have metropolis, all that kind of stuff. Is that something that, because I don't know, but is that something does the state of Colorado have, the fans have, not the fans, but the state of Colorado, do they have to vote on this?
Yeah, well, that depends. Who's going to finance this? Stan Kroenke here in Los Angeles built SoFi Stadium with his own hard-earned cash, with his own hard-earned money.
Yep.
He destroyed my favorite place in the entire world, Hollywood Park Racetrack, which was my Friday night heaven, which I loved, made a lot of money, helped to pay, and I still have, I miss Hollywood Park. Yes, I'm a horse racing enthusiast. You'll see me at Del Mar this summer.
Spence just had a meltdown.
I had a meltdown. Hollywood Park was the best Friday nights. $1 admission, $1 hot dogs, $1 beers. You got to play the horses.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jack Kenneth says when living in Colorado Springs for a few years, he never had a reason to go to Aurora.
Exactly.
Would you have a reason to go to Aurora now, Jack, if the Broncos and the Raiders were playing in Aurora in a brand new stadium in 2025 in 2030? Because that's when by the way, I didn't bring this in. They're projecting that if the Broncos break ground in 2026, they could have the stadium ready for 2030.
But here's the thing, and pull up Dance's comment while I'm going here, because that's
Dance, thanks so much for being in the chat. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. Go ahead, read it.
Yeah, we are the Denver Broncos. We are one of the NFL storied franchises that now have the richest owners in the league. We need to start acting like it. This is that step. You're not just building a stadium. You're building a city environment for entertainment, hotels, bars, restaurants, convention centers, meeting grounds. This new area, this new stadium, surrounding areas are not just for 9 home games and a potential 2 playoff games and maybe a Super Bowl. This is for year-long entertainment. This is for conventions. This is for specialty concerts. This is everything.
Jack nailed it.
It's going to be a game changer. So
Jack
the Walton families went, okay, Stan Kroenke, you demolished Spencer's favorite Hollywood Park. You only built a stadium. Watch what we're going to do. We're going to put a stadium. We're going to put hotels. We're going to put restaurants. We're going to put sports bars that everybody likes and wants. We're going to have restaurants. We're going to have 2 bowling alleys. One of the conditions for having a Super Bowl. They want to have a Super Bowl, the first Super Bowl in Denver.
I never heard of Burnham Yard. Said Burnham Yard would give you 60 acres to build whatever you want and keep the team in Denver. But Duncan said that. I don't know where Burnham Yard is.
It's a unique industrial historical site in Denver. But you know what? Hey, who cares where it is in Denver, just as long as it's part of Denver County or within the area? Hey, it could go all the way down to Colorado Springs. They'll still be the Denver or maybe renamed to Colorado Bronchies.
I can't imagine the Colorado. No, we got the Denver Nuggets and the Denver Broncos. We have the Colorado Rockies and the Colorado Avalanche. Keep it 2 and 2. Oh, no, yeah, I cannot imagine waking up one morning and going, the Colorado Broncos. No, it just doesn't sound right. Just doesn't sound right. I don't like it. No, I don't want that.
But this is now a business that you're developing that's not just, you see, back in the day, you built a stadium that was multi-purpose, that had to have both football, baseball, concerts. Now you're building a sports entertainment town that involves not just sports,
wow,
conferences,
Burnham Yard. Madungan said Burnham Yard is the #1 spot right now for the ownership per Mike Kliss. Whoa, that is huge. That is huge. I did not see that.
But isn't that a state-owned plot of land? So you're going to have to. You can't just buy that land outright. You've got to share it with the state. So
wow.
I still think the Waltons are going to look for a plot of land or an area that is not developed yet, that they have control over, that they get to develop, that they get to control all of the essentials, necessities, and part to make this a year-round entertainment grounds for not just football, but for anything else. And this state-of-the-art stadium that they're going to build, I hope it's not a dome. I don't want to see a dome. I still want to see snow at a Broncos game.
There you go. But Duncan said it is not state-owned. It is currently available for sale.
Really?
Wow. You just got a message from the Walton Penner Ownership Group saying we love your take there, Spence.
All right. Well, Dad, we're live on the air. Is everything okay?
Yeah, great. You still?
Yeah, you're on the air too, Dad.
Oh my goodness, my pleasure. Okay, Spence, you're doing a great job. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, thanks, Dad. Bye.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, always. Hey, you know what? Doesn't matter what time of day it is, what hour it is. You always take a call from your mom and dad.
Always. It's all good, dude. Hey, we're
Always.
live. We shoot from our hip. We just do whatever comes up.
You know
Jack
what?
Kennan.
If my dad calls, he's going to be part of the show, even if
Dang
he
right.
FaceTimes. Dad, you're part of the show anytime.
Dang right, man. Jack Kennan says, I hate when teams don't support the city and teams play, a.k.a. Santa Clara Niners, New Jersey Jets, and Giants. I hope the Broncos are proud enough to adopt the city. I don't want to be the Aurora Broncos. I still want to be the Denver Broncos. The San Francisco 49ers, with all due respect, Jack, the 49ers, San Francisco 49ers are still San Francisco. New Jersey Jets and Giants are still New York. because that's where they originated from. The Broncos originated in Denver. Doesn't matter where they move in Colorado. To me, they're still the Denver Broncos. I know that you may disagree, and I accept the fact that you may disagree, and I appreciate your comment, and I respect your comment. But and you are right to a certain degree. They don't play in the city that their team is named. I get that, but originally they did, and so they're keeping it that way.
Two things. One, property values in San Francisco. Where are you going to be able to put a stadium in San Francisco that's affordable, that they can build and develop it? You couldn't. They had to go down.
They did the baseball park.
Yeah, because someone gifted them that property.
Oh, okay.
Gifted the Giants, but the 49ers, no. Anyways, go to Dan's comment, because this is something very good.
Go ahead and read it.
Want the new stadium to be like SoFi and Cowboy Stadium size? I think 100,000 LOL. I feel Broncos country can fill it. No, I actually do not. I have been to SoFi, and it's a huge monstrosity of a stadium. It's big. I am eager to get to Vegas to see that stadium, because so many of my friends have said it's about 70,000 and it's more interpersonal. That's something that is more Colorado. That is more of a Denver Broncos team.
I want a retractable roof. I want a retractable roof.
No, I don't want a retractable.
I want a retractable.
I want snow to come in.
Okay, listen to me. This is what I want. A retractable roof. Why? Because if it's really blustery and let's say the temperature is 20 degrees, wind chill is 5 degrees, and the wind's blowing in there and all. You don't want that. You don't necessarily want that. You want the fans to enjoy themselves. They may not show up if it's like that. Now, if you can close the roof think of SoFi. I know you've been there. I haven't. My nephew Bobby has said he loved the atmosphere. You've got side panels that allow the elements to come in. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you have a retractable roof with that same type of style, a la Stan Kroenke, then you can open it and allow the elements to come in at certain times, but you can close it when it gets beyond blustery. Let's say, great example. You have a Super Bowl. The NFL requires that you have a controlled atmosphere for Super Bowl, correct? Oh, unless the Broncos play the Seahawks in New Jersey. But other than that, you have control of the elements, right? Minnesota had a Super Bowl dome. Okay. New Orleans had a Super Bowl dome. It's controlled. Okay. If Denver can do that and get a Super Bowl, that's what they want. The Walton Penner ownership group wants a Super Bowl in Denver. They were promised. NFL always said, if you build a stadium, brand new stadium, we will give you a Super Bowl. They have never done that with Denver. If they have a retractable roof, I'm pretty much guaranteed they'll get one.
You know what? I will never forget my Uncle John taking me to a Broncos Chargers game in 1984, a snow blizzard. My mom was not happy. Yeah, and my uncle took me to the game.
Orange Crush,
we got in trouble.
Orange
but
Crush.
It was so much fun. And you know what? The elements are part of the game. Buffalo. They have to. But this is a home field advantage. You put a dome in with this and everything.
You know what? You made a really good point. Buffalo has never had a Super Bowl.
No.
Because they don't have a dome.
But does Buffalo want a Super Bowl, or do they want to have an advantage?
Yeah, well, true. I'm going to bring this up real quick because I know it's prevalent. Let me go ahead and do this for Clayton.
You had to.
I know it's a little off the subject, Clayton said. It's all good because the show constantly goes off the rails. Bill, can't wait for the Colorado Avalanche playoffs podcast. You know what, dude? We can't either. Me and Madungus love it. It's going to be fun. Obviously, we've already situated ourselves. We're going to be playing the hated Dallas Stars in Dallas to open up the series. So we got 2 more games. Oh, you know what would be fantastic? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I wish it would, but it's just the wrong time of the year for me with all the stuff that's coming up with family this month. But tonight, the Cubs are playing the Dodgers. Tomorrow, the Avalanche are playing the Kings in LA. The Cubs are playing the Dodgers. The following day, and Sunday, the Avalanche are playing the Ducks, and the Cubs are playing the Dodgers. I would love to go to the Cub game on Sunday afternoon and the Avalanche game at night. Sunday. Not going to happen. Why? Because I got to be at my son's house because we're going to go to the Cubs Padre game on Monday. So, anyways, Clayton, just to bring out, I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. Love it. So, there's the Avalanche hat, buddy, just for you, man. Just for you. All right, Spence has stepped away momentarily. Let's go to some more in the chat. Madunga says you have to take into consideration the amount of money the owners can make with a retractable roof because of the added amount of events the stadium could hold with the roof. Absolutely. You could have that car racing, or what do they call it? That dirt track thing. You could have concerts at night. Instead of having it open and the elements at night, you can have all different things. Why do you think that Cowboy Stadium, what do they call it now? Why do you think their dome? Why do you think they have a dome? I mean, granted, they have that big opening at the top of Dallas Stadium, but it's still somewhat of a dome. The reason why they have that opening is somebody said the reason why the Cowboys have the opening at the top of their stadium is so God can look down on his favorite team. Just saying. I mean, I'm just saying. But Jack Kenneth says, Bill, can't wait for my San Jose Sharks to get to the top draft pick again next year. Well, they probably will. I mean, I feel bad for San Jose.
No, doesn't the NHL now do something like the NBA have a lottery? So even if you tank, you still have to go into a lottery draft system. So you could get
anytime, Clayton. Anytime.
You could have the worst record, but you're not guaranteed that first pick anymore. It's a lottery system.
Yeah.
So, but talking hockey, I am hoping that our king, my beloved Kings, my LA Kings, meet up with your Quebec Nordiques. Oh, Colorado Avalanche.
Well, that's it. That's the end of Spence for tonight. Goodbye. Just kidding.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I got a bad feeling. I have a bad feeling, seriously.
Oh, now what?
If the Avalanche and the Kings face each other in the conference finals, right? It would be the conference finals, right?
Yes.
I have a bad feeling because the Kings have always played the Avalanche tough. They always play the Avalanche tough.
Well, not a few games ago. You guys nailed us.
Well, no, but I mean, but the Kings, though, on the road are insanely good. I mean, excuse me, at home are insanely good. And if we have to play, I mean, think about it. Would the Kings have home ice advantage, or we would? We're third.
I think right now you guys would. I'm checking that quickly.
So then we would have.
How many points do you have?
100. Oh, we won last game. Did we win last game? No, we lost last game. We're at 100.
Okay, I believe we are at 99.
Ooh, and we play the Kings, and we play the Kings tomorrow.
100 points at 99.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We play you guys tomorrow. So if we win, we got 3-point advantage on you with one game to play. If you win, we're in trouble.
I'll tell you right now, and I knew we're diverting to hockey.
This is what the show does. We go in sports direction.
This team that scares me the most right now is the St. Louis Blues. They have been on fire.
Blues have been insane. Jack Kenneth says.
Oh, yes. The fight between, oh my God, Jack. They went blow to blow, not just glancing blow, direct blows. I have watched The Miracle on Manchester back in 1982.
Are you talking about McSorley on the Oilers?
No, McSorley was a king.
Okay,
when
well,
Gretzky got traded.
Who's Odgers?
Oh my God, what was the team? I remember that fight
Because
so
I know
well.
McSorley, but McSorley used to play for Edmonton.
When Gretzky got traded to the Kings, McSorley went with him.
Oh, okay.
But Jack, these guys, it's on YouTube somewhere. These guys, I've never seen a fight of where these guys threw haymaker after haymaker after connecting haymaker at each other. These fights that we see today. And here's the thing. I'm going to tell a little side story.
The refs won't let them fight like they did back in the day. They would
back in the 90s, there used to be a bar in El Segundo called Stickenstein.
Ooh, Shark. There you go.
Oh, Sharks. Okay. There was a bar called Stickenstein. You can Google it up. When the Kings or the visiting team would go and play at the Forum, after the game, they all went to Stickenstein, including the referees, and they're sitting there drinking, having a good time, talking about the fights they won. The player who lost the fight would be buying the entire bar beers because that's the discussions they had. I had some of the best discussions with these players. They could be all bruised up. On ice, they could hate each other. But, boy, you get them in a sports bar, they're loving each other. They're having drinks. Referees
it's a fraternity, man. It's a fraternity.
It is. You know what? This is why I love hockey. Yes, you see, they have hate for each other. But you run into them at a sports bar or out and about, they're the most approachable, likable, easy guys that you would definitely enjoy.
Who the heck is
and this
Doug
is why
Glott?
hockey is such a good sport to watch.
Who's Doug Glott? Say, Bendance is the best enforcer of all time. Doug Glott? Never heard of him.
Was he a Calgary Flame, or was he a Hartford Whaler?
Oh, Hartford Whalers. Now you're going back in the day because they ain't no Hartford Whalers anymore.
I'm trying to remember.
Now, who did the Hartford Whalers go to? Become?
They went to Carolina.
Carolina Hurricanes?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I didn't know that.
Oh,
from the movie. Get out of here, frickin' Madungus. We're talking hockey,
okay.
Man.
Oh, Jack.
Wow. Jack says, Spence, I went to a preseason game, Sharks versus Kings, puck dropped, and then they threw blows, even preseason. Wow.
No, Jack, these guys, I kid you not, I knew there was going to be a fight one night between the Calgary Flames and the Kings playing the next night because they had gotten to the Stickenstein bar. And I'm not going to say the players because I can't say it. But these two guys are like, hey, let's start something at the start of the game. Get this really going. That's how much I started loving hockey. And these guys would just be there. Oh, Dad. All right. Dad, we're still doing the show. You want to comment?
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't realize it's still doing. You're
Can't hear him.
Love it. Talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, Dad. Bye. I told you, you know, my dad. Yeah, my dad.
Cool.
Well, cool. You know what? My mom. If my mom calls, I'll get her on the show. My cousin. You know what? I told my nephew, and I have no idea what this is. Someone in the chat can make me feel bad about this, but my nephew Dylan is watching. So Dylan, floppy seal. I don't know what that means, what the connection is, but he's like, Uncle Spencer, you got to see this.
Yeah. Cool,
floppy
man.
seal.
Cool. All right. We're getting close to the second witching hour. We are 17 minutes away from the 2-hour mark. We're going to try and not get to that 2-hour mark, but hey, we're having a good time. Dance says about the stadium, Broncos in a stadium like a SoFi or Cowboy Stadium would be huge for Colorado. I agree. I absolutely
know
agree.
what? Dance, I'll throw a challenge to you. Go to a game in Vegas at that stadium. I've had so many friends who have gone to that stadium and said that would be perfect for Colorado. So do you want a big monstrosity, 90, 100,000, everything like that, or something that's 75?
No, make it 75, 80,000. You can do it with the dome.
That's and this creates more value. to the organization instead of having this big, everything in Texas is bigger. Well, whoop-de-doo. You know what? I want a stadium that's meaningful, that delivers a great personal relationship and an experience. So, and I've been to SoFi. I am not a fan. I've been on the field in SoFi. Not a big fan. I like the stadium. Not a big fan.
Jack Kenna is giving you a proposition. Odgers was my favorite player back then. Even got autograph on a hat. Spence, for you, I will wear for a minute on the Wild Wild West show just for you, bro. But you got to watch.
Okay. I will be watching. I promise this week. I may get in trouble from my wife. I might get in trouble from my kids. I might get in trouble from my dad and from my mom, but I'll be watching.
Hey, if he's going to throw that out there, you got to do it, man. So you got so Jack, let me throw this out to you, Jack. When do you want Spence to watch the show? Beginning, middle, or end? I know you're going to say the whole show, but when are you going to put the hat on for about 1 minute? Beginning? If so, Spence, you need to be in there at the very beginning.
And Jack, remind me again. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting when your show is on. It's Tuesday?
Wednesday at I believe it's 5:00. Am I not mistaken, Jack? 5:00, Pacific time, Pacific Coast time.
All right, wrote it down. Okay, next comment at the bottom there from Dance.
I'm back. It was great. Okay. Dance says, how come it won't come up? What is wrong?
Oh, 4:30? We'll be there, Jack.
Okay. Dan says it's too small for the Broncos. Talking about the stadium. Our fan base are one of the biggest, have the largest sellout streak. 90,000 will be a great fit. The Broncos ain't just in Colorado, but the whole Rocky Mountain region. That's very true. That's very true. They got Wyoming, they got Colorado, and they have New Mexico, and they also have Utah.
So, Dance, I think I think you and I have the same vision, but it's what do you want to have? At SoFi Stadium, the best seats in the house, I'll tell you, are on the 4th level or higher because you're high up and you get a better view. The lower the seats you are, you're so far away from the action, it doesn't create that. Whereas the stadium in Vegas, the closer you are, the better the view. So
you need to be in the beginning, he says.
All right.
Very, very beginning.
All right. I've started here. I'll do a reminder. Alexa, remind me to watch a program at 4:30 on Wednesday.
I'm glad I got my earphones in because I got who over here. That would have gone, okay.
So
all right.
Dance, quickly. Dance, I think there's going to be a mutual understanding. I don't think the Broncos want a monstrosity like Jerry World, like SoFi. I don't think they want to be as small as Vegas, but I think there's something in the middle there that is going to enhance the fan experience without going overboard, and that's the Colorado way. If you were in LA, yeah, you want to have all the flash, this shininess.
Oh yeah, the lights and the glitter. That's what Hollywood is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, exactly. All right, last topic, guys. I know you're probably extremely excited about that. We're at hour 48 and change. Almost, actually, we're at hour 49 in. So this is going to wrap up the show as Spence's last few drops enter his mouth, which means the show is almost over because he is out of KONA. All right, here we go. Going into the 2025 season, the quarterback matchups, and this is interesting. Quarterback, and I want to get your take. I want to get your takes, Spence, of course, and all those in the chat. Quarterback matchups that the Broncos will face outside of our own division, which is Mahomes, Herbert, Smith. The home game matchups are as follows. Trevor Lawrence, Ward, Prescott, Wilson, Burrow, and Love. Do the Broncos and Bo Nix match up well with all of them, some of them, or none of them? Let me read again. Let me give you one at a time. Trevor Lawrence. At home. This is at home.
Right now, I think they match up well. Jacksonville fired their coach. They're in disarray right now, so that's a favorable matchup for the Broncos.
How about Ward?
Ward is with which team?
I didn't write it down.
You're assuming you mean the Miami Hurricane?
Yes.
Quarterback who we don't know if he's going to be drafted or not.
Right.
So you're making an assumption there.
Well, that's what the article put in, that they're going to draft him. How about
I would say this.
Go ahead.
How about who?
How about Dak Prescott, Cowboys?
Dak Prescott and the Cowboys are in disarray also. Favorable matchup.
Russell Wilson comes back to Denver again.
I am going to find a way to get to that game because I just want to. I think every fan in that stadium is going to be away from the concession stand when the defense is on the field, and they want to see an annihilation. They want to see pain.
Payback. Yeah,
that too.
Payback for. All right, Joe Burrow. That's a tough one.
That is going to be an incredible matchup. Oh, I'm good. My son just came in, just gave us the thumbs up.
Nice.
So, Joe Burrow, that was a fun but disappointing game to watch in Cincinnati.
Yep.
Now he's got to come to our house, deal with our weather, deal with our defense, and deal with our situation. Slight favorable to Broncos, but it'll be a fun matchup.
And last of the home games of opposing quarterbacks other than our own division, Jordan Love.
I think Jordan Love is a variable that is all over the place. He has shown that he can be incredible. He has shown that he is still learning as a kid. I think that is going to be a fun matchup and game to watch.
Okay, now, before I get into the away games, I got to mention the three quarterbacks in our own division we're going to face home and away. Mahomes. We beat him last year. We should have beaten him twice. Is that advantage Denver? Advantage Mahomes?
I think with our vamped up defense, it's advantage Denver, and plus Kansas City is now.
But we're talking home and away. Do we?
I know.
Is that a sweep, or is it a split?
You know the referees in Kansas City are favoring Kansas City. They're their 12th. They're their real 12th man, not the fans, not the special promotion. It's the referees. That's the 12th man.
That's true.
I think it's a painful split.
Okay. Next, Justin Herbert, home and away.
Oh, God. The Chargers, your second favorite team.
Anyways,
perplex me because one week the Chargers look amazing. The next week they don't belong in the league. The Broncos have struggled with the Chargers. So
but we beat them.
I say it's a split, but it's a frustrating split.
Jack says, Spence, your facts on with the refs.
My facts are empty.
And last but not least, the Raiders' future quarterback, since they signed a new extension, Geno Smith. Advantage Denver or advantage Raiders?
Jack, I'm sorry, but advantage Broncos go 2-0 against your Raiders.
All right. Now, the away matchups are much more difficult. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
On the road, matchup, C.J. Stroud, Houston.
I think we handled, with our defense, I think we're going to handle the Houston Texans.
Or Oilers, whatever.
I almost said Oilers. Houston Texans.
You remember that song they used to play? Oilers, Houston Oilers. That was such a good song. That was fun. All right. How about Richardson/Jones? They put that in there. Richardson/Jones. They don't know which one's going to start.
I think we've got the advantage there. There'll be a tough advantage, but I like our advantage.
How do you like this one? Fields. Now remember, Fields beat the Broncos when he was with Pittsburgh. Now he's where? Yeah. Where's he at now? Chicago? Where's
he got booted out of Chicago.
Where is he? Not Chicago. Justin Fields. Where's he at?
Jets.
Oh, forget it. It's a Jets. Still got Nathaniel Hackett, so they're screwed. Jalen Hurts. That's going to be tough. It's in Philadelphia, dude. The reigning Super Bowl champion. If we can beat Hurts and the Eagles in Philadelphia with a second-year quarterback, dude, that would be huge.
I'm not liking our chances.
I know, but wouldn't that be amazing?
It would be amazing, but I'm not liking our chances going to the East Coast. And it depends when that game is. If that game's in September, I give us a chance. If it's December, nope, zero.
I got a feeling it's going to be prime time wherever it is. It's going to be prime time. And last but not least, Daniels.
This is the same situation. If it's September, early October, I think we play favorably. If we're going to the Redskins, Commanders, in December.
I left that for you. I did that on purpose.
I don't like our chances, but
you think Daniels is all that good over Bo Nix?
I think he's got more tools, but Bo Nix has the better smarts right now. I think athletically, Daniels is above Nix.
Well, we're not going to give our predictions as to what we think the Broncos are going to do, but I just thought that was interesting to throw that out, that the matchup between the quarterbacks is very intriguing. There's a lot of great matchups. Let me go real quick, just a couple that I like. I like outside of our own division. I like the matchup with Burrow. I think that will be a good stress test for Bo Nix.
Oh, yeah.
I think C.J. Stroud will be a good stress test. I think I think Hurts for sure would be a good stress test. And I think Daniels will be a good stress test. Those four, I think, would be amazingly great. If he can come out 50-50, win 2, lose 2, I think that bodes well for Bo Nix and his confidence. What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, this is all going to be dependent on our defense, how our defense represents. And that's going to give motivation and inspiration to our offense to go accomplish it. I would say this, on a scale of 1 to 10, our defense is now about an 8 or a 9. Our offense is about a 6. Mm-hmm. I like it. It's getting better, but they've got to prove themselves. The defense, wow. Yeah. No one wants to face this defense right now. And if honestly, Jaden Daniels is the real deal. Bo Nix wasn't better than Brock Bowers last year for Rookie of the Year.
That comes from Jack Kenna.
Well,
one's offense, one's defense. I mean, one's quarterback, one's receiver. Yeah.
Yeah, and just remember this: the press doesn't realize that football does exist west of the Mississippi River. I mean, they think everything's still east of the Mississippi River. It's the same with college basketball and college football. Nothing exists west of the Mississippi River.
One final thing from Dance, and then we're going to wrap up the show. He says, Dance says he's better than Bo Nix. So let's be honest here, but they are both great players. You can't lose with either one, but Daniels is above Bo Nix. Nix has potential to pass him.
Agreed. Yeah, no, I completely agree. If you wanted to, who would you rather have long term? Who's going to be there for the next 10, 15 years. Bo Nix. Daniels has the it factor today, but can Daniels take that evolutionary step forward, keep going, keep evolving? Athletically, maybe. Smarts with the throws, I don't know. I mean, let's go back and look at that Washington-Chicago game. Chicago was 4-2.
Dance just agreed with you. He said long-term Bo Nix.
Chicago was 4-2. I think Washington was 4-2. Chicago dominated that game. Washington made a mad comeback. Washington went this. Chicago went that.
Yep.
And if you want my opinion on Caleb Williams, I've watched enough USC games. Chicago, he's gone in 3 to 4 years. You're not going to be happy with him.
Wow.
No, I watched him here when he played for USC. I've got a bunch of friends who are huge USC guys. Why is it that the easy games he dominated, but when it came to the big, super hard games, he struggled?
Yeah. Well, that proves talent. I mean, that's talent right there. Look at Bo Nix. We had hard games this year, and he came through. You know, we had easy games, and you know, and we won those. But he had some tough games. He had some tough games, and he proved that he's the real deal.
Yeah, but Bo Nix, I love the background he came from. 2 years at Auburn, tough SEC, came to the Pac-12, which I still miss, when the Pac-12 was really evolving into the powerhouse it was before USC and UCLA said, we're going to go.
Pac-12 is West Coast. You just said it. Nobody recognizes anything west of Mississippi. There you go.
You didn't let me finish. But, yeah, that's what happens. And so now Stanford and Cal are on the ACC on the East Coast, on east of the Mississippi River.
Yeah. Why? Because New York runs the country. It's New York, LA for Hollywood, New York for everything else. Anyways, all right, guys. Hang on. Here we go. That's it. That's all we got. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you have not, please do so. We really do appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Tell all your friends, family, coworkers, relatives, whether you like them or not, it doesn't matter, because we will welcome them on the show, in the chat, and a part of the show. Really do appreciate it. Let's go down the list real quick. You want to go down the list there, Kona?
Yeah, let's say thank you so much, David Yonkin, for your comments. Really do appreciate it. Paul Schaefer, thank you so much for your comments. Really do appreciate it. That Russ Rogers debate, awesome information there. Let's see. Madungus. Okay, we move on.
And his comments.
Victory lap. Thank you, Vic, for your comments. Really do appreciate it. Rudy! Thank you so much for being a part of the program today. Really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And D-Rog. Yes, we know you're a big Lakers fan. Amen to you. Thank you so much. Darren, thank you so much for your comments. We appreciate you being part of the show. And did I get every...
No, Clayton Huron.
Clayton, well, I'm coming to it. I'm not trying to scan to it as quickly as I can.
Sorry.
No, Clayton, thank you so much. If I had a beer, I'd down it for you. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Jack Kenna and the Las Vegas Raiders supporter. And some guy named Madungus, who is talking about his G-strings that he's wearing right now. And Dance. Thank you so much, Dance. Really good comments from you, Dance. Really appreciate the discussion. Need more input from you. I appreciate it. Keep it coming. Keep it, everybody. Smash that like button that's over here right now. I know we got to get going. The timer's running out. So this is Spencer saying good night, Bronco Buzz.
See ya. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next Friday. Bye-bye.
Fast lane when I pass in the street. Bag of money in the passenger seat. Tempo's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast's racking up the